Okay, I'm back and got the onion peeled. Let's cut it in half. And we're just going to dice it up. And if you can, it's one of those things, takes practice. Try not to cut all the way through. Or if you do, like I do all the time, it's okay. It's just, sometimes I get it right on and I'm talking clunk. So, and then if you want, actually I'll show you a different way too. This is the talking mode, cutting onions. And then cut it like this, watch your fingers. As you can tell, I got a super dull knife, kind of irritating right now, but that's what I got. You can see you should see me try to cut through a tomato. So let's square it. Actually, I'm going to move this back over here because that's not really good. And then we're just going to turn this burner on low, and just transfer it. Turn this one off. And voila. Mix it up. Make sure, because it is on low, and lose another. And here's something, let's see if I have any left. Let's see, do I have, oh no, I don't have any ice cube form. Oh, yes I do. Okay, great. Okay, these are soup cubes. Right here. And what we're going to do is we're not going to touch it with my fingers. We're going to take a few. Let's take about one. Let's take about 4. This is 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's add 5. And what that's going to do, soup cubes are great for any time of cooking. What that's going to do, if you notice that the meat's starting to stick on the bottom, what this will do, it will spread out and coat the bottom evenly, so you won't have the meat sticking to the bottom. And plus, I'll add extra flavor. So let's put that back in the freezer. I gotta love my soup cubes. Okay, back to the chopping. And I think you can see both here. So square it. Now see, this is a better base. And one of the things with onions is you're going to lose some over the side. It's just the way it is. Almost forgot about my soup cubes. If you watch some of my homemade broth recipes, I do homemade chicken noodle soup. Well, homemade chicken broth, I should say. And it's great. You can, when you make the broth into little ice cubes. Okay, let's put that in. And okay, watch me dance around. There we go. And notice I didn't saute the onions first. It's one of these things where sauteing them does different things. You can saute, you don't have to saute. So I'm kind of like doing a little bit of backwards here. If you don't want to saute, you don't have to. The onion's going to add flavor whether, either way. I'm stuttering. Someone hit the record player. So I don't stop studying here. Can't do this. Saying the same thing over again. Okay. Okay, well, I'm having a great time here. I just lost half the onion over the slippery board, but the show must go on. Let's chop the rest of this up, square it. And there's no rhyme or reason to this should do it. Oh my god, this one is hot. Okay, now make a mess. Add the rest of the onion. Fry a little bit. Oh wow, is that hot? Okay, now we're gonna turn it up to Excuse me, we're going to turn it up to cry mode. Okay. And you're looking at this and, well, wait a minute, she didn't saute, and why is there soup cubes in there? It's like, what was this? Trying to put soup cubes in there. It's all fine, it's all good. Soup cubes add flavor, they'll melt. Just get them on the hot area. I think we already have a couple that are melted. Just leave it. Okay. Chop up the bell pepper. We're going to also dice the bell pepper. Now, I do take the seeds out of the bell pepper. You can't see me. Damn it, I'm getting ahead of myself. Low, I'm not done with everything. It's the jalapeno juice, I tell you. It's against me. So we're just going to chop these real fine. Not like fine, but into little sticks. So that doesn't have to be perfect. This is all going to cook down. And you can add as many spices as you want. I'm a spice girl. I love spices. The more flavor there is, the better. And again, look at what I'm doing. I'm not doing anything rational right now. I'm putting in the onions after I put in the meat. I'm not sauteing anything. Cooking is just making it up as you go. And sometimes the rules you listen to are not necessarily the rules that you have to go by. Because, again, this is all going to cook down. It's all going to taste good. Again, chopping the vegetables is basically no rhyme or reason. Just chop them up best you can. Watch out, there's no fingers in your food. And if it falls off onto the floor, so be it. That's the way it goes. I'm being really just choppy right now. Not trying to go for... Okay. When I scoop the food up like this and I put it in, I always think of that part in Ratatouille when they're cooking. When he's cooking on the thing by himself for the first time. Okay. And the soup cubes are adding that layer on the bottom. Okay. And if you don't have a big pan like this, you can always half the recipe. Take everything I put 1 pound of meat. And we're going to turn that up now. Let's add our spices. Okay, this is a product. I love this. This is great. This is white balsamic vinegar. And I have just been hooked on it. I'm not drinking it out of the bottle. I should be. But it's just got some amazing flavor to it. It's just really good. So I'm just going to put a splash of that on top. If you have it, great. If you don't, it doesn't need to be in. Everything I put, spices-wise, there's no, how would you say, you do not have to add it. You're like, oh my God, she's adding cinnamon. Why is she adding cinnamon? Well, I'm going to add nutmeg right now. So I'm going to add a teaspoon of nutmeg, teaspoon and a half because this is a lot. try to get the lid back on. I'm going to add 2 teaspoons of baking soda. Just kidding. Seeing if you're paying attention. 2 teaspoons of coriander seed. 2.5. Let's do 2.5. Excuse me. Let's do. This is what I like about. Let's do a teaspoon of chili powder. Heaping or not heaping. See what else I have we're running out of. Let's do 1 teaspoon of Mexican oregano leaf. 1.5. I'm changing my mind as we're going. And I don't have any pepper. So let's mix this in. Okay, that's good mixed in. We're going to turn it, we're going to leave it on medium. Now we're going to, okay, I got all 4 burners. Now, this part, if you want, you can do it by itself, completely. Don't do anything else until this is done. And set it aside and complete the rest of it. Because sometimes people get, they get too many things going. And then it gets, if you're not used to doing this, like working all 4 burners at the same time, it can be a little bit overwhelming. Now see all that juice with the broth? And if you want, you can add more soup cubes to it, right? And just keep that juice down there so you can see. Oops. So you can keep that juice down there so that way it doesn't dry out, because if we let all this juice dry up, then it's going to be a very dry meal. We want this all nice and juicy and meaty and yummy. So what we're going to do is we're going to put the lid on it. My lid, which is hiding. Ah, there it is. This is my soup lid. And look at this. This is what I love about this. It fits perfectly. So we're going to leave that just like that. And we're going to be right back.